Okay, so in this video, we're talking about these last three operations that you may not have come across. And you might be familiar with things like exponents, but the syntax may be new to you. So the first one we'll talk about is the double star here. So unlike the single asterisk, which is used for multiplication, 2 stars, 2 asterisks will be used to raise a number to a given power. So let's try it out. In my terminal here, open up Python 3. And let's do something like 2 to the third power. So if you don't remember or you never covered this, when we raise 2 to the third power, it's the same as multiplying 2 times 2 times 2. So we get 8. Or we could do things like 4 to the 8th power. And numbers grow really big when we start using exponents. The other thing to know is that we can do square roots or other roots using the same operator, but rather than raising something to a whole number, we raise it to a decimal or a fractional number. So something like 49 to the 0.5 gives us 7. So that's taking the square root of 49, which gives us 7. Because this is a float, we get a float back. If this is all new to you, it's not really important to this course, to be honest, but it's just good to know. So moving on. Next, we have modulo. Now this is one that we actually probably will use at some point. What it does, it's kind of like division, but it's also known as the remainder operator. So it takes two numbers, and it will take one and divide it into the other number as many times as it can without becoming fractional, and then it will give us the remainder. So as an example, let me make some space here. Let's say that I have 10, and a lot of people say mod instead of modulo or modulus. So 10 mod 3. Okay, so 3 can go into 10 3 times, right? Because 3 times 3 is 9. Any other time after that, it's larger than 10. So it goes in 3 times. And then the remainder is 1. So we get 1. It gives us the remainder. So another example, let's do 25 mod 4. So how many times does 4 go into 25? The closest thing is going to be 6. So 6 times 4, 24. So the remainder is 1. So it's commonly used to do things like figure out if a number is even or odd. So take a number like 13 and you modulo by 2. If a number is even, it's divisible by 2. 13 is not, so it has a remainder of 1. But something like 16, 2 goes in 8 times, so the remainder is 0. So this, like I said, is used to figure out if numbers are even or odd, which is actually used surprisingly often in programming. It's really the only time that I use it is something mod 2. Of course, we know we're typing 16 and 13. We know if they're even or odd from the outset, but shortly we'll be working with variables, and this data won't be something that is hard-coded in. Okay, so that's mod or modulus. It's known as the remainder operator. Now the final weird operator is integer division, 2 slashes. So recall when we did something like 10 divided by 3. We get 3.33333. And even though these are two integers, 10 and 3, we get a float back because Python does that by default. Regular division, whether you give it floats or integers, it's going to return a float. But if we don't want that, we can do 10//3. And what this will do is do the division. It just gives us an int in return. So no float, just an int. So let's just try a couple others. Let's do 6 divided by 7, double slash. You can see it gives us 0. So it rounds down, chops off that decimal point. All right, so not that commonly used, to be honest, but it's good to know that it does exist. If there's ever a time you don't want a float as a result from division, you can use integer division. All right, so that wraps up these 3 wonky ones. So we have exponentiation, which we can use to square or raise a number to a power. We can also use it to find the root of a number, square root, cubic root, whatever. We have modulo, which is probably the most foreign one if you've never programmed before. It's known as the remainder operator. And then we have integer division. Works just like division, except it doesn't give us a float. It gives us an integer at the end. So that wraps up the math part of this course. Quick, hopefully somewhat painless. Now we have a super quick quiz. It's only 3 questions, so really quick. Honestly, the most important part from this entire section is just being comfortable with the differences between ints and floats. All right, so do that quiz, and then, yeah, we'll move on, and it will be better. It won't be math, and hopefully we're all happier. All right, see you in the next section.